All right, we're fucking recording.
We're live.
We're live! And we're here with Johnny Hunter, the two Nicks from Johnny Hunter.
Hello.
G'day.
How you guys got fresh from the stage?
Welcome and thank you. That was fucking great. Like really great. From a very honest point of view, I want to be very transparent. I know you guys have played here a few times. I haven't listened to it much. And as soon as you started playing, I said to Jakey, I was just hitting him, I was like, this is fucking really fucking good. Really fucking good.
I've been listening to you guys the last
I think that honest first
Extra.
display, that's something.
When I say we're not meaning to be like, we've been listening to you guys for the last 10 days.
I got two kids. I got two young kids. I don't do shit.
We're so boring.
Yeah, fucking. I listened to the Liam Gallagher Unplugged this week. That's
all right.
Was that depressing?
No, it's actually pretty good. And his voice held up, and his solo shit sounded the best it ever had done. To be fair,
I saw a tweet from Liam Gallagher. This is why I have
just guys. Just one thing. Yeah, right up close in its guts.
I saw a tweet with Liam Gallagher from Liam Gallagher, and someone was like, "Oh, what's the new album?" And he was like, "Same old boring shit." So get ready. And I respect him for that.
Yeah, he just does his thing.
No bullshit, no filter.
He's got his shit, man.
And when I say the solo shit sounded better in the Unplugged, because it sounded more Oasis than when it's overproduced. It sounded overproduced in the records, but on the Unplugged shit, it just basically could have been a fucking Oasis song. So I enjoyed it.
But I tell you, the most joyous thing about us starting this whole podcast and the Empty Room session is actually an opportunity for me and Kenny to actually get our fingers and heads and hearts around what happens within the four walls of this beautiful venue in a way that, like time just sucks. And like Kenny said, we've got two kids each and we run a bunch of companies and you fall into this trap where you're at home and you go, what am I going to listen to? I'm having a night with my missus and all of a sudden the same old fucking albums are on and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, listen to this. And we've been having these beautiful conversations with these amazing young Sydney-based bands at the moment because of the fucking COVID shit, but which is where our focus is at the moment. But it's been such a joyous thing for us to actually explore the community that actually inhabits this space in a way that isn't just providing a platform, it's actually having a communique. We're actually having conversations, and like I said, I've been listening to your album, not your album, your latest two releases and what else is available on the streaming platforms for the last kind of 10 days in preparation for you guys being here. And it's...
I feel like we're 7 minutes in and Johnny Hunter's yet to say a word.
Welcome to the fucking Mary's podcast. Are you fucking serious? They don't come fucking... They certainly don't come so I can hear what they... I just listened to them for 25 minutes. It's up to them to fucking hear what we've got to say.
I'm all ears.
You're allowed to...
No, look, but this is the beautiful thing about it.
It's a loving introduction from both of us, I think.
This is a long introduction. But it's such it is a loving one. I hope you guys feel that.
100%.
We're loving every minute. And I suppose the first question should go, how the fuck are you?
Great.
On fire.
Excellent.
Right now.
Oh, yeah, straight
as
after
good
that
as I
set.
could be coming off a set.
And playing at the LANSDOWNE. It's always fun playing at the LANSDOWNE.
It's good to be home.
How does it... Obviously, he's going to have a little bit of difference between playing in front of 300 sweaty fucking kids as opposed to, two fat fucking sweaty dudes who just...
They were like five.
Sweaty when they want to...
fat people.
Three including me.
We're getting slightly less. We were talking earlier with us and Joe Miller, well. We were saying, like 15 years ago, we probably put on a combined 70 kilos between us. we used to be this skinny camp. Fucking hell.
Now we sweat like 300 kids pounding
He goes
away
to the
to
gym
a
as
fucking
well. We didn't do
pillar
that.
band.
We just smoked weed and drank.
So what's happening in Johnny Hunter's world? You guys have released 2 new songs in the last since COVID, as far as I can track.
Yeah.
How's that whole thing been? How's it been for you guys? Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, we're feeling good. I think we were some of the lucky ones just to be sitting on a pile of music ready to release when everything hit. So it's been, obviously it's not ideal, but it's been good. We've been able to put out our music and people have been listening to it. And
did it change your mind in terms of like you normally just put it out and then just go touring? Like just support the shows, and that's like the electricity that supports that music, the release. So when you realized that couldn't be a part of it, did it change did you think of holding it back at any point? Or
no, not at all. We released the single, Try As You May, and then we released that. We were like, oh, we're going to go on tour, and the COVID thing happened. so we couldn't. And then we thought, well, we've started, we'll just release now, because no one really is releasing during these times.
Not enough, I think.
So, no, not enough at all.
Well, but
it's hard when you're a band to record music without having 5 to 7 people in the room, because you need a producer, you need someone who's recording, you need all the boys playing together, and you need everyone kind of feeding off each other, and then you have your sound and your perfect kind of I guess element of the band.
Yeah, and there's a reading of each other in that moment.
Exactly. And so it's hard when you haven't recorded before COVID, but luckily for some reason we got it right for the first time and just recorded the EP like 6 months before this. So
when was this recorded?
This like 6 months before this all happened.
Okay.
Yeah, in 2019.
Yeah, and we've just been working on it all throughout COVID and before it as well.
Have you guys been writing through COVID as well?
There's nothing else to do.
Yeah, very much so.
There's masturbation.
Do you know that?
I've tickled around the edges of the idea. I'm doing it slightly more than usual.
Can I briefly say that it's almost refreshing? Like we've spoken to a lot of musicians during this time, and asking them like, so you've been writing a lot through this period, and I think 8 out of 10 times the answer's been not really. Like people just like, I don't know, just sitting in their moment, just exhaling, breathing, realizing what's going on. If it goes on too long, probably my friend Smythe over here will get into this thing of like, artists should be like, creative in this period. Like this is what it means.
I demand it from artists.
Demands it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were pretty fucked off with it, to be honest, when it first happened. And it should happen because people need to get better, and we need to grow and
for sure
as a world. But when you're fucked off and you got nothing to do, the best thing to do is to write, because that's where you put all your energy. Because you literally have nothing to do. You can't leave your house. Only thing you can do is just read, watch, talk to your friends.
Just do what's most instinctful to you as a person.
Exactly.
Whether it's like making an omelette, or writing a song, or just like creating a riff, or just reading a book. Like you do what's instinctive to you. And I think that's the point that we've always we've danced around with artists in this time. It's like, so you're writing music, and they're like, nah, not really. I suppose it's like,
I was getting a little bit more frustrated through some of those conversations, not with the individuals, because they're either dear friends or people we just value greatly, whether we're connected personally or not. But one of the things that I'm really glad to hear that you guys have been recording, and that you're frustrated and that and you're
angry, man.
Right.
Get angry.
What can you talk to us about your anger and or whatever emotion it is, and how it's directed, the way your art is now in comparison to the way it was 6 months ago?
Man, like straight up, I work at a pub, and without gigs, I have no self-validation. Mm-hmm. And without that self-validation, I get fucking pissed off and frustrated, because I'm just I'm a bartender, and being a bartender is fine, but I want to be doing music. I want to be performing.
Yeah.
As to previous bartenders in our life for long periods of our life, I fucking exactly know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because there's something burning inside of you that you just need to get out and do. For us, it was doing our own thing, because we never thought that any boss we ever had understood the principles of what hospitality was about.
They never understood the depth or purity of our laziness.
Hey man, full respect
or how
to
you
both
can
of
make
you.
it lazy.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, I suppose it also comes down to just how different people get involved with creativity. Does creativity come in pangs? Does creativity come from context or an experience?
Yes.
For me, it's just like if you put me in a room and I have my bass and my guitar, just sitting on the wall, I'm going to look at them long enough and be like, all right, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to do something. Yeah. It's then just where it comes from. That anger comes into just the concept of what I write and just how I go about writing it. I could just come out with a really aggressive riff, because I come from a metal background, God bless. And
God bless.
God bless.
Amen. Amen. And
blessed be.
I can get angry and I can write angry if I want to, but I've actually found like a lot of it is actually coming out as sort of softer, mellow, but just real sort of dark undertones. underneath that as well. So again, it's very contextual. It'll affect different people in different ways.
And it sounds like you as friends, I would assume, unless you you're hiding it really well if you fucking hate each other. But like, it's
love and hate, yeah.
People like coming from different worlds, than like, you know, from metal, and there's so many bands like that, from metal backgrounds, from pop backgrounds, whatever it is. You find a common place where there's an element of happiness, or even just a motive around discovering something new.
I think it's an artistic conversation that can be had together. It doesn't matter about it's not formed by there's no requirement to where you've come from to create a connection. Like, you can come from two completely disparate backgrounds, but you can find yourself having the same conversation through two completely different lenses. And that's what kind of...
But you get to the same spot.
I can tell you boys right now.
Tell us a story.
No, it's not a story. It's just every single person in Johnny Hunter believes that they're a piece of shit. So there's no ego at all when we're writing. If someone's writing something and, you know, someone's vibing or not vibing, we'll just say it how it is.
Yeah.
Like, there's no beating around the bush. There's no treading on eggshells.
I love that. Like, the removal of ego, and, you know, an ego can transfer through many moments, whether it's like absolute or whether it's 3 a.m. after a couple of lines of cocaine or whatever.
There's definitely ego involved in that one.
Yeah, of course. But it's like, for Jake and I, we met about 15, 16 years ago in Edinburgh. And I thought then, and I still think now, that we are very, very different people. We think about the world very differently, but what we realize about each other is like the end point of it, even a drunk conversation or of any idea was the same.
Yeah.
We came at from a very different point.
Which ultimately, I think, enriches a conversation. If you're going to have a fucking... How dare you take our whiskey? You got a glass? Hang on, there's ice here, baby.
That's cool.
You want it straight?
No, he does straight. He does Jameson waters sometimes.
Well, there's soda water in
water
there.
If you want.
It's ice water. It's a parody.
Jameson and garlic water.
Black garlic water. You got truffle infused Jamesons, man. You're fucked.
Yeah, you're in the shit, son. So, like, I mean, I agree with what Kenny's saying. Like, I think that it's a wonderful thing to kind of discover strength through diversity. You know, like, where you don't know, where you know that you're not from the same place, but you actually are the same people. How did your band find each other?
Long story.
Come on, tell us. We're going to shut the mics down for a bit. Will you guys tell us a story?
I went to University of Wollongong and I was drunkenly kind of wandering around one night along the dorms, and I heard this little coastal grommet playing some guitar. And I was pretty, I was pretty kept to myself, and I heard it, and I barged into his room, and I was like, hey, I've got this poetry, and you're playing guitar, and my lifelong goal has always been to start a band for some fucked up reason. And I started doing this poetry, and this guy, Xander, who's like a rhythm guitarist now, started playing along, and we started singing. We became best friends ever since, and that was in 2014. And then we met a guitarist or a songwriter with us now through an Italian exchange student in UOW. And he's writing and, you know, recording with us ever since. And then...
That's harsh.
Silent.
Oh my God.
Jake, apologise.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, please don't.
Yeah, okay, I retract that apology.
No, he shouldn't. That's an obnoxious.
Did you hear that? Podcast world? Wait, I retract.
Accept Jacob Smith apology. And
take them when you can, store them somewhere safe.
Our drummer... Sorry, guys.
No, please. plunge on through the disturbance.
We apologise.
No, don't be stupid. We were playing in a couple of bands around Wollongong, and our drummer was playing in a different band, and he said that he liked our band. So we were like, well, we're short of a drummer, so do you want to come down? And
short of a drummer. How does that happen? So there's
just
no drummer? Or you had a shit one?
It happens.
Did you have Kenny's got a good question. Did you have a shit one that you turfed, or you just never had a drummer?
No, we just had two who were really, really good drummers who just drum for a lot of people, and we've always wanted
just we're never committed.
Yeah, we wanted people to commit, and Jez was like, I love the band, I love the music, let's go. And we're like, sweet, we found our gem, because I feel like without a stronghold drummer in a band, it's really hard to
build everything
do anything.
else. Yeah,
it's hard to do anything without that key person in the band. You know, like it's that's the role of a family and a community.
Exactly.
You know, you need to
There's a role of trust in a drummer. I think, like to trust the person at the back of the stage, just to relentlessly give you what you fucking need.
And I mean,
fail.
Jez like.
Pounds
Loads
it.
the car, packs up the gear. Like we do it, we help him, but he fucking.
He's the workhorse.
Yeah, we help.
He's
He's
a real
really-
workhorse.
he's
You
Nathan
give him
Hindmarsh.
support. You're like, you did a great job.
He's a Nathan Hindmarsh of the group, man. Seriously.
Nathan Hindmarsh.
Yeah, he is.
minus
There's
the
no-
comedy skits. Minus the
There's
comedy skits.
no other way of putting it. He's a Nathan Hindmarsh of the group. He's a workhorse, mate.
But it's
yeah.
to touch on again, it's like I said, like it's one of our, and I spoke to Jake very early on about all this stuff. Like it's, doing our research is a good thing. And I've got to say, I moved house this week and I've been just doing a lot of shit.
How was moving house, K guy?
It's one of the worst things I've ever done.
He sent me a video last night of like the boxes that were needed to be unpacked.
But I want to be very clear. I am not a person to complain about.
No, you didn't say a bad thing.
No, I want to
sent me a video.
I'm painting a picture of how shit it is, because I'm not one to complain about the finer things in life. Because what if this is a throwaway comment, then fucking take it away. I'm from Scotland. I used to walk to school in horizontal rain, and that didn't piss me off. But moving multiple boxes of unobserved shit that we could have sort of perceived differently. Was a different. Anyway.
He got to their house, right? He sends me a video from his new house with all these boxes that have been half open. I was like, get the skip now. He goes, you can't get a skip once you've moved all the shit. I was like, it's called a perspective skip. It's the skip of perspective, bro. It's when you go, we really don't need this shit. You might have moved it all, but now we've really realized we certainly don't need this shit.
There's a gap in the market there for a company like that. Perspective skips. Okay,
maybe you and I can have a chat.
Let's go Shark Tank. You and me. Let's go.
I had a chat with my Uber driver, one, because I've been indoors for 4 days. Had a very comprehensive, very coming from me conversation with my Uber driver, which I normally, when I see that thing saying Uber driver loves a chat, I'm like, fuck off. Stop talking to him.
You know they removed silent. I think they removed silent mode. Do you know you could opt into silent mode where you like just shut off your Uber driver?
Yeah.
I never engaged it because obviously it's just a tyrannical idea.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Just to opt in and go, I want this song.
Robot.
Yeah, I want it on cold and I don't want you to talk to me.
I want you to drive 60 K's an hour.
Or I want you to talk to me heaps. Like I need company. Like fucking come on.
Yeah.
Steady on.
It's a fucking
you control the
moment.
mechanical movement of the
the moment. Sorry, but where that all.
Don't you apologise,
No, I should stop apologising. But I'm apologising. I'm still British. I
this
apologise.
shit's going off the rails, fucker!
I apologise for queuing for my own piss. But my point was, and again, I shouldn't apologise, but I haven't properly listened to you. But the moment you fucking came on stage, and this is talking about what we just all spoke about, is you felt like a cohesive group of people that are friends with each other, that look at each other and were happy to be on stage together and delivered something that was, like it was thought about. And it was, and however you guys thought about it, from a person who just watched you for the first time, honestly, I thought it was fucking really fucking perfect.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was, and a note to Nick, the singer, because I said when I came back here quickly with Jake, it was a lot of people don't hit the note. Like there's a lot of singers and bands and you hit the note every fucking time. And for a band of your quality, the musicianship and the personality is going on within the band and the song, like for the singer just to because it's fairly baritone, like I suppose, like in that essence, but you hit the note every time. It brought it all together. I just need to say I really fucking enjoyed it, and I think about this. My kids are going to tell me that I've got no taste in music very soon.
They tell you that,
but I want them. I wanted to look at them in the face and like, you don't fucking know shit. You're fucking 6. I know music better than you.
I tell you what,
and I really enjoyed it. That's all I want to say.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I thought it was really fucking great.
I was just gonna jump on in that conversation. I'm very aware of we're not asking you cunts any questions.
That's fine. We're having a conversation. It's good.
Yeah, it's a conversation of sorts, isn't it? it's us fucking chatting. This is, I tell you, this is actually what I love the most is an opportunity to rant at bands. This is what we do.
Change the name of the podcast.
Yeah, ranting at band. I don't even. What is the name of this podcast? The Fat. Just two fat cunts.
Took you a moment.
Yeah, I can't remember. Hey, but look, I think one of the things that I was taken with about the music, and I don't want to like throw down influences at all that I hear, but I'm really interested in hearing where you guys draw your influence from, and I'm not talking just musical stylistically. I'm talking about life. Or the moments, and I'm not just talking about the songs that we heard on Empty Room Sessions, or that's been released, but where you've been recording from. Like, what's fucking getting you guys out of bed and putting pen to paper or putting your hands on a fucking guitar? Like, what are the influences, and what's the shit that's making you crazy, and what's the shit that's making you fucking placated? Like, talk to us about where that influence bed is grown for Johnny Hunter.
Geez, so it goes back a long way, I think, from my dad in my early ages. The thing that got me dancing first up was Elvis. Dad's a big Elvis head. He's a big Led Zeppelin head as well. And so those were real big influences at the start. So Elvis really got me dancing and sort of going in the lower register and sort of singing and that sort of stuff. And I think that's what trailed on to Nick Cave later in life. Nick Cave's probably my biggest...
What a god.
Yeah, the god. Like style icon.
The god.
And lyrical genius.
But never danced. Just he captured people with words.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's which is
amazing.
incredibly hard to do.
Yeah.
So I guess that was a sort of natural progression for me. And of course, along the way, there was a lot of metal influences. James Hetfield, I think, from Metallica is the greatest rhythm guitarist of all time.
One of the greatest drunks of all time.
Yeah, that too.
High-performing drunks. What a genius.
Yeah, good on him. He's doing
fucking
well.
right.
He's doing well.
He's a beast.
And I guess stylistically, Paul Weller from The Jam has always just looked good, just no matter what he does.
He's got better with age.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it hits home for me because he's a tall guy with a big schnoz as well. And so I sort of look in here and I'm like, look, man, if you can do it, I guess I can give it a try.
I've never got into Paul Weller. I don't get it.
Paul Weller's good, bro.
The Jam, man.
For me,
the Jam.
But there's the Jam.
It's never been a thing for me.
For me, for the Jam, obviously,
have a listen.
There's an album that's and you could replicate it to a MTV Unplugged session. It's called Days of Speed. There's an Unplugged album he did, and there's they've sold it now, but for me it holds a very special place because once I've moved here, and the house that my dad and his partner Helen lived in Scotland, and it was a beautiful house, and they had all the speakers in the ceiling and stuff, and it was such a Scottish
fancy
moment.
fuckers.
We were just drinking whiskey. They worked fucking hard.
Yeah.
But we'd sit and drink, go through his whiskey. My dad hated whiskey, so I'd just pummel through his whiskey cabinet and put on this Days of Speed album, which is a completely acoustic album from Paul Weller. And it is one of the most emotive things for me to listen to. One, for that memory, and one, to listen to him and know that he influenced that culture.
Yeah.
Like he influenced UK musical
Britpop
culture
just so much.
for fucking decades.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even a part of something until they all came out and said and copied his haircut. Like that's what, that's when he became relevant again. And then everyone started saying, "Do you love Paul Weller?" Like, yeah, we
because
do.
of the haircut?
Yeah,
No,
dude,
but-
Paul Weller had like 3
He's the king of the mods.
massive bands, dude. He killed the mods. He fucking killed them.
He's one of the most stylistically and complicated, and one of these people that is, and you would love this, Jake. He's one of the
I'd
people,
fucking better.
you will. But he's one of the people that famous for something as a child, like basically for like early 20s, doing like the
Jim will fix it.
no, not Jim Fix It. Like that entertainment. I forgot the name.
The
of it.
Jam.
The Jam.
The Jam.
The Jam. The Jam. I call it the jam because I'm trying to get my Scottish accent back.
The jam.
The fuck.
Everyone's doing
fucking jam.
Fucking
Hey, it's
the
not
jam.
too bad. The
Fucking
fucking jump up.
the fucking jam.
But the idea of just and someone
Jam.
progressing through their life, understanding what made them and not giving it up, but also just being a fucking grown up.
And and just killing it the whole time. And I
And
think
killing it
that's
the
just what
whole
stood
fucking
out.
time.
Someone else who just killed it the whole time and is still killing it, and who's a big influence to both Huddy and I is Kylie Minogue. She'll just
Huge.
always
Huge.
always
All right,
be.
let's just
up there.
stop there for a second.
Yes,
because
copy.
I feel like
I know
we
you guys
need to take a small absence of conversation here to allow you to fully explain that, because statements like that are worth silence. So please
Huddy,
explain.
take it away.
So I got my first CD when I was 8 years old. It was now top 30. And the first song that was ever put on that album, or the first song that I really ever heard by myself in a room, was Kylie Minogue, Love at First Sight. And
Sing
I heard,
us the chorus.
"'Cause baby, when I heard you born for..." Anyway, I know.
I didn't know which.
Yeah.
I know it now.
We were
I wasn't trying to show you. I was just like,
in love.
What a band! What a fucking band! Can I also say I've never said to anyone, but I think I cried when I was a kid to tears in my pillow when I was like, I don't know how, maybe I was like 9. I had a poster
Why?
on
Because-
my wall.
Why'd you
No,
cry?
I loved Kylie Minogue. So
Yeah,
much.
Kylie Minogue is the
She-
shit.
I loved
Why
Kylie
did
Minogue.
you loved her so much you cried.
No, listen, the lyrics of the song made me cry.
Man,
First time.
hey, there's nothing wrong
Jake,
with
you
Kylie
laugh
Minogue.
like you've got anything to not be laughing.
My first record was Mariah Carey's Music Box. So, dream love, promise you me. So we're all in the fucking deep pit of fucking pop despair.
We are.
Talk to us about Kylie Minogue and
We just
Johnny
opened
Hunter.
the floodgates.
And so obviously I told you that Kylie Minogue was the first CD that I got and the first track on it. And, you know, for us, we're very much into the pop realm. So, you know, pop makes the world go round. And Kylie Minogue has done some crazy, hectic shit. Dude, she's sung at the Queen's Jubilee.
Is she like the Radiohead of pop music?
No,
man.
that's Taylor Swift
dude,
for sure.
I think... Whoa.
You heard Taylor Swift's new record?
No, I don't mind Taylor
Kylie Minogue
Swift.
is-
Have you heard a new record? She's a fucking Radiohead of pop for sure.
Really? Wow.
She's
Okay.
got to be in the fucking top 3 running.
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
yeah,
I gotta
currently,
listen- I
but
gotta
I think
listen to
all time you can't put her above Kylie. I think.
Oh no, I'm not going all time
yeah.
pop. I'm
Yeah.
saying
Once
he said
Taylor
the Radiohead of pop.
sings at the Queen's Jubilee is when
She's
I
American.
will...
She kicked the fucking.
Who's American?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she is.
They
We're not
kicked the
talking about
monarchy
Taylor
out in
Swift
like in 1776 or some shit. You know what I mean? They got
Jake,
rid
you're
of
the
that.
only one talking
no,
about
no,
Taylor Swift.
I understand where Jake's coming from.
You know, no, Kylie. So yeah, my point when I say she's the Radiohead of pop music because well she is because she went from doing the Locomotive to fucking the song with Nick Cave.
Where the Wild
Yeah.
Roses
To doing
Grow.
like
tune.
to doing the legends
On a
and
night like
headline
this.
On a night like
sets.
this, oh my god!
The gold hot pants, and you know, not to be not to be creepy, but because they're actually no. In all seriousness,
the
they
legend
are
set.
they are they are iconic to the gay scene. Like they were co-opted from what was meant to be a straight fucking, you know, just a straight play. That is like Kylie being the fucking like the pin-up for like
she had a look there.
yeah. What
What does that mean?
No, it's just he's having water.
All right.
He smashed like half a thing
I
of
smashed
Jameson.
my teeth.
All right. Yeah, no, but you know, like, how's that roll that moment where she's wearing those hot pants? Those hot pants mean less to young straight men as they do to middle-aged gay men these days.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, which is that's not the way that her manager was designing it. They've squeezed her. She's like in her mid-30s. They squeezed her into those fucking things so she could like rinse the last little bit of fucking like heterosexuality out of her body, and instead it got co-opted by the homosexual community. Which is
I
amazing.
think she was just like, all right, I'm feeling the gold pants, and the manager was like, go off Kylie, and everyone was just like, yep, sweet. And she came across with a new haircut.
And she nailed it. Every step of the way.
She was banging, but there's no way that she would have, like, that her energy would have lasted just because a whole bunch of, 18-year-old boys were going, how hot's Kylie? She moved into this, like, other realm with that song.
She's literal royalty in the UK.
Yeah, she's royalty from coming from Scott and Charlene. To the whole thing. But then, like,
it's Australia, mate.
But to doing the to doing the legend stage at Glastonbury. But
it's incredible.
But it is. But this is an incredible thing, and it's not about.
It's not incredible for the Radiohead of pop.
No. Jake, it actually is, because name like, we won't ask you because you will talk for like 78 minutes about it. But it's important because exactly what you say. Like, I don't think the people behind Kylie, or maybe Kylie even knew what she was doing at the time. But is it a fluke to make a handful of great decisions at the right time over a handful of decades? Like she kind of like knows
exactly what she was doing.
She was doing exactly what she was kind of meant to do, and therefore that is why she's been a part of culture for 4 decades, as opposed to being, she wasn't manufactured, and she'd never even want to be manufactured.
Well, that's why Kylie's so good, because she wasn't manufactured. She wasn't.
Amen.
Yeah, she removed herself, and she's still removed.
Have you guys heard
where's fucking Kylie Minogue's Instagram account? Like, where is she still like talking to the world to be like, this is what I want you guys. You guys need to know this is what I'm doing right now.
Kenny, how weird would it be if she's totally got an Instagram account and you just don't follow her?
I think she might have an Instagram account.
But she also doesn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
She wouldn't care about it.
Care.
I'm going to very safely say she does not give a fuck about her Instagram.
Yeah. And if she does have an Instagram account, it's not personal. It'll be fucking run by her people.
The PR shit.
I didn't hear about this whole idea of the Free Britney. Have you guys heard this?
God, Jesus. No, it's awful.
Kenny, did you know about this?
Yeah,
I didn't know. I found out about it last week too. Evidently, it's been going for years. Free Britney.
Years.
From the day one.
I thought it only started like a year or two ago.
No.
Well, it's years.
The moment she got
have
sort
you
of.
guys heard the shit that's going on?
No
way.
And don't say that shit without fucking backing it up.
He's coming.
Are you teasing us?
He's teasing you, Jake.
Because you brought that up, and I'm just like, yeah,
I've read it all.
I've heard it as well. Apparently, Britney has all her funds taken by her dad, and she's pretty messed up. But people are taking advantage of that.
She has like there's a law. I don't know, whatever the term is. There's a legal possession over her. All of her assets, her money, her brand, everything. And her dad was doing that up until like 5 years ago.
They got transferred?
He quit, and then there's a lawyer looking after it, then they've quit. So everyone's quit. So it's the whole thing. The Free Britney's really gathered pace where they're saying, well, is Britney taking control, or are people letting Britney just fall apart now?
Yeah, man.
Speaking of the microphone,
I have no idea what it's doing.
Philosophical
question. I feel like Johnny Hunter's got something to say on this.
Yeah, you know what? I do have something to say.
And we're clearing the airways.
I'm just like, Britney Spears is the same age as me.
Is she?
And therefore I have a sort of
wild. You're
That's gross.
Prince William, Roger Federer, Britney
God.
Spears,
All the worst people.
Kenny fucking Graham.
You're the only non-lizard amongst them.
We're all born in 81, bitch,
Yeah. You know who else was born in 1981? Adolf Hitler.
Oh, no, he wasn't. Jacob Smith. You know who else was born
He was born in 1981, you fuck.
You know who was born in 1980? He said a lot of shit. Jacob Smith.
No, I was 82, you bitch. I'm 1982.
No, you're right,
I'm a year younger than you, Kenny. Thank God for. Can't you see it? To actually just talk a little bit more on pop. Mm-hmm. So you guys have said that you're pretty pop influenced. I can't hear it as like a number one kind of reference point for me. But how do you? I'm interested always in how artists integrate. You know, you take my kind of understanding of what artists do and what Kenny kind of mentioned it before, what I kind of demand from art, I'm beginning to demand from artists, if I'm going to give them any worth, just picking up a guitar and playing music, I prescribe no artistry to that. That is your parents teaching you how to play the guitar or demanding that you go to lessons. You taking the world, digesting it and presenting it back via a different lens or through your own lens is what I call is a shortcut to what I call artistry. You guys have described, from metal to the glorious Minogue sister of some of your influences. Can you take us through a little bit of what it feels like to actually go through that process, whether it be pain, pleasure, combination of both? Like, where does the whole thing sit?
I think the whole thing sits in what we're feeling at the time. So there's a few of us who have been through a couple of breakups and a few paths of life when we've kind of thought to ourselves, I don't think this is me. And we kind of turn that into song, and we but take inspiration from other artists, such as, the pop kind of thing, to kind of get our statement through to people who are listening, Do
you find it's more audience driven or more, catharsis?
I think.
What's the term? What I'm saying? Is it more of a cathartic?
I think it's
thing?
both. When we write songs, we go audience based and we go for our own sake. So we'll originally.
So you know where you're directing it. Is that?
We'll write a song based on how we're all feeling, and we'll kind of work on it and we'll record it. But we will take elements of, how does the people who are listening to this song hear it? You know what I mean?
Can I mention?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
One band to you that
does,
like the Mystery Jets of when we first met in the early 2000s.
So interested to know where this is going.
Come on. Well, because only where it's coming from.
I love
is
this, man.
When we fucking first met, the Mystery Jets,
huge,
beautiful fucking song, and your band reminds me of that sound, and I listened to them recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, no.
No, I don't feel that fucking thing. It doesn't mean it's I'm interested to hear.
But
Oh yeah, just in your pants. You can't leave the podcast, cunt.
It's called a carpet.
What's wrong with you?
You got me. You got me to the
a fucking carpet.
I got you in your
with.
pants.
There's an empty Jameson bottle here. They're not sponsoring this, are they? They're not sponsors.
Oh, they have sponsors, of course. They're gonna. He's drunk the piss. Now he's gonna fill it up with piss.
No, the point is, Nick, please go
to the bathroom.
Thank you.
Oh, so I'm so sorry you felt that you couldn't even.
It makes us feel like just said it with such conviction. He was like,
yeah, no, it's like it makes me like this. Is what I'm just going like, Jake, shut the fuck up.
If you find a cigarette on your travels, bring one back.
I will. Do you want me to bring it back a couple?
Yeah,
a whole pack.
We can smoke them.
But do you know? Do you know that band?
I don't know Mystery Jets, but
okay,
but no, I know what you mean, and I think. That,
they were a beautiful moment of if I could explain. Quickly and implicitly, it was
if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jake. Even though we'll give you the next 87 minutes of this once I'm finished talking. It's so Mystery Jets they did this song called Two Doors Down, and it was a very 80s pop infused huge hit, like 2005 to 2008, somewhere around that time. It was fucking incredible, and if we ever work out how to sort of like do a little fucking thing of like two
music
goes down, and what they've done since it, like they are, it's an almost like what they call I want to say,
Jet.
No, the other one that was on fucking
the Costellos.
No, the Hallows. Or what was it the one that was used to be on? I need to like
the Who.
The Who.
Oh, let me find it.
No, I don't know what he's talking about.
There was
he's fucking gone off on one.
An episode of. Sorry, I wish I could back it up with this.
Top of the Pops.
No, it was
Rage. Video hits.
The Horrors.
Oh, the Horrors. I was going to say that. I was like, no, he's not talking
the
about that.
Horrors and the Mystery Jets, for me, are two very great pop acts.
Man.
The Horrors started off very... Like
the evolution
dark.
of the Horrors is I guess
is
that's a
amazing.
big influence for us, especially me. Like,
See,
Yeah.
I thought he was I thought he was mad, but it's
But
no,
crazy.
he's turned it around and he's gotten back on track.
But the Mystery Jets are right there. The
right
Mystery
there with
Jets are
them.
like
Okay,
right
I'll
at
have to
the-
check them out.
Mystery Jets are right there at the start. Like, as in, like, you know, like Cure-esque makeup, Cure-esque hair, and a beautiful, like, we'll share the song after, or if we can find out a way to sort of, like, it's a thing. I remember when I met Jake and Ali and
Mystery
Leo,
Jets are big. I can't
like
remember
Two
the
Doors.
song.
There's a beautiful song called 2 Doors Down, which is one of the most beautiful pop songs of, like, this was in amongst that time of like post Blur, post Oasis, like all the Britpop bands come through, and this Mystery Jet song called 2 Doors Down, which I thought was like one of the most epic pop songs that the UK had brought out in a very long time. And then the horrors, horrors are just
Just their
incredible.
evolution. Yeah, just like how they started and like their appearance on the Mighty Bush in season
like,
3 of the Mighty Bush.
Like, we need to wear these pants. He's skinny.
Yeah, they
Like,
can't wear the
I've
pants,
only
they're
got
skinny.
4 pants.
buddies, yeah.
I've only got 4 pairs of trousers.
But,
They're this small.
Yeah, no, and Huddy, we're talking about the horrors.
Yeah, so I got my conversation there from going from Mystery Jets to the Horrors. I finally
Yes,
found
And
it.
yeah, just to see
You got all the
the
goods.
But that Skyline record, when they brought that out, just like
the new one.
yeah,
the
but
latest.
no,
Oh, no, you got-
I'm talking like the Skyline.
Oh,
When it just
yeah.
and it was musical for like 2-3 minutes, and for me that it just engaged you back. And
But even their latest stuff and what they're doing now, like Something to Remember Me By, and just some of their other stuff,
They're
which is a bit more
fucking incredible.
dancey.
Yeah.
But it's just like this.
But it's so-
this
it
makes
should-
complete sense.
Well,
It's
you
100%
guys have
great.
made a bit of a step away from your original kind of statement, if I may comment on your back catalogue and where your last 2 songs you've released. You've made a bit of a step away from, you know, the garage, never garage, but that
Just the
you know, the
post-punk
punk,
sound. Yeah,
the
yeah,
post punk band
yeah.
into, you know, and again, I really hesitate to compare specifically young bands, thank you, to big bands, but you know that kind of 1980s, you know, the Joy Division sound.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a little bit more of a move into some, I would call it like I've used this term before, and it's pretty broad, but like big sky music, where you know, like you're starting to sound. There's elements of like bands like the Killers and U2 coming through,
U2's
and
big,
early U2, like 80s U2.
Yeah.
Where it's not so the Joy Division moments start getting punctuated and alleviated by, you know, these kind of almost synth-like kind of moments of that aren't so internal. They're not so like the Joy Division to me. I love, but it's very intense. It's very inward looking.
Yeah, 100%.
And then all of a sudden, you know, when you push, you know the 80s U2 vibe on it, all of a sudden it's very outward looking music, and it. Where like has that was that a I thought was it a fucking was that a thing that happened with you guys on purpose? Was it just where you ended up?
It's just we've sort of always written this type of music, and we just started to sort of release with those ones that we sort of wrote first, and I think just sort of as our sound sort of evolved, we're more comfortable in you know, writing, releasing, and performing the songs like what's coming out on our upcoming EP.
When I said you two, both of you looked at each other like, that's a
You-
proper
U2's
reference.
U2's always been big.
U2's a huge reference.
That's an uncool reference for a lot of bands these days.
It definitely shouldn't be. Like
I
U2,
agree.
U2 in the 80s was unbeatable.
I think
think
U2
there's
up until fucking 2002 is like they were,
Beautiful Day is still a fantastic
up
song,
until
no matter what
2000,
anyone says.
they had a run of 20 years, which is almost untouchable.
Yeah.
Almost untouchable, and then they got really uncool, and Bono really started going out left of center.
And put like songs on people's iPods.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? If that album had been great, no one would have
No one
complained.
cared.
The
No.
problem with doing that wasn't the fucking assumption that to put something on someone's iPhone. The problem was the song sucked.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the only problem with that move. If fucking, you know, Kanye had to fucking drop some fucking hot shit, or Beyonce had to done, you know, like she just dumped like her whole new album on my brand new streaming platform. The only reason I'm not pissed off is because it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude, if you two put Beautiful Day or Sunday, Bloody Sunday or Blue Sky, anything, it would be incredible.
Yeah.
Everyone would be talking about it.
But the fact is, they put something shit out.
Yeah, they put Songs of Innocence, the worst album probably ever created by anyone.
And is a reflection of just to listen to you guys talk about in both of you, like both of you, Nick's, like your background of music and your love for pop music, which culminated in Kylie Minogue. So in a
Culminated.
Yeah, well,
In Lord as well.
yeah. Well, I just want to say in that conversation.
Yeah.
Let me fucking finish, Jake's mic.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Jake likes to fucking just interrupt, but it's so one of our good friends, and he was always he's friends and family of Mary's, and always will be, and his band is doing okay. Well, his band's doing okay. His band's doing incredible, and they're doing 2 sold-out shows at the Underground soon. It's Tommy Peppett from Planet.
I love
we love
Tommy
Planet.
Peppett and
We
I
love
love Planet.
And I sat here with him one night. I just want to be really reinforce that thing of saying his band's doing okay. Like I love Tom Peppett so much as a human being, as someone who's reached out to since the whole. Tom has worked for Mary's for a while, and Tom reached out to me quite personally over the whole ordeal. And the last time I sat with him probably was literally here. We had a couch here before, like 2 weeks ago. And it was such a beautiful moment when he was saying to me, he's like, I just fucking love pop music. And I was like, and I don't understand why it's not accepted.
Because it sucks.
No, Jake, it does not. You love pop music. You love pop music so hard.
Hang on.
That's a throwaway comment. Don't say shit like that.
No, hang on.
No. Can
I give it some context?
No,
Should we leave?
Jake, you can
while
give
you
it
guys sort this
context.
out?
You can give it context.
Can I give my comment context?
You can give it context after I finish my context of it. Is that okay?
Of course.
Of course it's okay. Because we love each other.
Hey, Johnny. Hunter.
Hey guys, you guys all right? Should we leave? Are you all good?
Hey, you can if you want.
You guys can beat this out.
We're going to spend the rest of our time saying fuck Johnny Hunter.
No, I want to stay here till.
I just want to. Fuck. Well, you made it really fucking awkward now. You fucking. Because you know, when someone starts like trying to like level in your conversation, it makes it really awkward. Anyway, it's all I want to say is Tommy Pep, who you fucking cunts know. He sat here we were in this room together, and all he said was, "I'm so in love with pop music, and I don't understand why it's so misunderstood." He's like. I know that Justin Bieber's brought out like at least 2 great songs like in the last 12 months. He's like, I love it. He's like, I love pop music. I'm in. Like, I want to do it. Like, no one gives it the respect that it's due. And I sat here with him. You know, no, I didn't. That's joking. But I love him so much. And the fact that Planet are doing it, like Planet are doing 2 shows at Underground soon. They've almost like they sold. If it wasn't COVID, they sold the first show out in like fucking 20 minutes. Yeah. If it wasn't COVID, they would have sold the second show in like 20 minutes, but we're like 90% there. And not his, but I know he was talking for his band and his friends at that time. Their love for pop perfection, like I fucking respect it so much, so much.
Totally.
It's big.
And that's.
You just gotta listen to as much music as possible, and there's a lot of good pop music out there. Huddy's a big fan of Dua Lipa.
I am. I'm a huge fan of Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa's in the same kind of realm as Kylie. You know, she's fucking bringing something back to the dance floor, and she's also got this remixes of her album that's coming out with Mark Ronson and Gwen Stefani and Madonna. And if those people are backing it, then.
Yeah,
but there's always been this hatred of indie versus pop, right?
Yeah, but I just think that as a songwriter and just, you know, if you're in a band, you need to just put that aside. You know, there's no, you know, there shouldn't be an argument between indie and you know.
There should be an argument between good and bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the perfect
should be
thing
good and
for
bad.
indie bands is to realize what people like listening to.
Yeah,
and it can be pop.
Amen.
Yeah, and it can be pop from the 90s, the 80s.
Let's call it what it is. Nirvana's pop music.
Yeah,
Totally.
100% at the
Nirvana
time.
is
At the
pop
time.
music of grunge.
It's
Yeah,
pop,
100%.
pop sensation.
It's the
Yeah.
pop
It's
music
a
of
pop
grunge.
sensation, yeah.
When you listen to Nirvana, and
Most of
except
the
for
stuff,
Bleach, like you know,
Yeah, Nevermind
the-
and In Utero. Yeah, all
like
that
it's
stuff.
it's
Bleach
it's
was
pop,
like, yeah,
it's
I don't
pop music for
poppy.
the masses. It's grunge music for the masses. So it's pop music and grunge
Yeah.
combined. It's the most pop friendly grunge
there is.
music.
Yeah.
But is the journey? I've been thinking about this a lot recently because I'm sure we all to a degree, but we're probably maybe 10 years older than you guys, and listening to Nirvana, that crossover thing of Nirvana being from grunge, the underground,
Seattle.
We had the Bloods here the other week, and they'd literally they were telling us their story of being in the office of Sub Pop in Seattle, signing a publishing deal. And this young, these Australian people, we were in Seattle signing a deal with Sub Pop at this time. We're like, how the fuck was that? And it's that idea of Nirvana would create a fucking moment. And how did we all it was the most poppiest thing of all fucking time.
100%.
And what was that, the traverse from Bleach to
Nevermind.
To Nevermind.
Huge.
It was huge. So there was obviously so much influence.
Arguably the thing that killed Kurt Cobain
Yeah, well, not arguably. The thing that killed Kurt Cobain, but
was his inability to reconcile the
is it-
crossover.
no, but the ability to master what they'd created as friends and put it in front of a planet, and then you just get fucking toured around the world like a fucking puppet.
A band that did it really well, I think, was Smashing Pumpkins. They sort of took that sort of grungy alternative rock sound on their first album, and just
And they could sing too.
Yeah, and they could he could sing. But then they sort of just came out and they did all that stuff, and then they brought out the songs like Today, Disarm, then Bullet with Butterfly Wings, Zero.
Did they have as much to say?
Billy Corgan has a lot to say all the time, obviously, but I just think that they showed their roots from that sort of grungy alternative background, and then took it and then just said, we did this, but now we're sort of expanding and exploring with the times. And, to write a song like 1979, which is always going to be a beautiful fucking... Every time that song comes on, you just have a good time. You can't not smile.
I went so...
That and Friday I'm in Love by The Cure. Every time those two songs come on, I smile. I just can't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yet The Cure, if you've seen The Cure in the last fucking 25 years, they're not what you would describe as a great time.
Hey, at least... Rob Smith can still hit the notes. He can.
They're brilliant, but they're not there for a great time. They're actually there to be thought provoking and emotionally stirring. But Friday, I agree with you. Friday, I'm in Love is a moment of pop. That's a moment of pop perfection. And
pop perfection. 100%.
It's crossover pop perfection. It's in the same way Rihanna, with Umbrella, is a moment of pop perfection that crosses over into hip hop that makes it, properly good. It's not just Jay-Z doing his little 8 bars at the front. There's actually some, but there's a beat to it that is legitimately hip hop, and there's a hip hop, there's a pop element that gets injected into this legit. There's no one in hip hop who can go, that beat doesn't belong to my genre. They have to own it.
I think
that's why it's so fucking powerful.
Yeah, I think there's no one in music that can say that beat doesn't reflect their artistry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can do Umbrella, and that's in a lot of things.
I love it so much. So for me, I love it so much what you're saying, because when I was a young kid growing up in this village in Scotland, some of my favorite songs are fucking Chakademas and Pliers.
Yeah.
What a band name, by the way.
I fucking loved it.
Edinburgh, yeah.
No, Octorada. Fucking
What?
He's like an hour and a half away.
Up the road.
My family used to live in Edinburgh.
Oh, really? Whereabouts?
Uncle Billy? I don't know. I was.
That's
there.
like you telling me that your friend lives in Wollongong.
I know.
He's a name dropper.
I'm joking.
He's a serial name dropper.
Nick, I'm joking. I tell you, next time I go back to fucking Scotland, and this is what I traverse my life doing, is when I go back, and you boys will be the same. When you accommodate in a little spot of Australia where people want to know you, it's not the same as just saying. Is visiting the place that you always said you wanted to visit.
Yeah,
like
100%.
when I go back now, I'm the tourist who always said like, "Oh, get there one day." Yeah. Now I go back to take my kid. I got a 2-year-old son now. I got a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son. I want to take him home to see his grandparents. And it's like, I'm just fucking taking him home to see his fucking family. And then they look at you like, and then I say, I'm going to take you to the Isle of Skye or Harris or something or even go to Edinburgh Castle because this is all the shit that we always said we're like you, where you say like, oh, get there one day. You never get there. You never get there.
You got to take the first step. You got to do it.
You will just fucking
gun ho, just fucking do it.
Yeah, gung ho. Like it's whether it's yourselves or the spawn that you beautiful boys will create at some point.
One day.
We will. Yeah, we'll have beautiful
Hey,
babies.
I hope so.
A couple of
Beautiful
kind
boys
of
and
more
girls.
standard questions rather than the rolling thunder that is this podcast.
Shut up, Jake. Shut the fuck up.
Let's ask some standard questions. So,
Where's he get your makeup?
yeah. No, fuck off.
Hey, you want to hear it?
No,
My
take questions.
nails painted for like 3 weeks. But I wouldn't even start. My friends were like, "Did you get your nails painted now?" I was like, "Yeah, fucking did it with my daughter."
Sometimes, if you like it, fucking do it.
I had a beautiful navy blue fucking teak on my fucking nails.
How do it looks better with painted nails?
I miss it so much.
We all look better with painted nails.
Yeah,
let's
that's
be
true.
honest. The ladies in the world have had insides. They've got inside fucking secrets. Painted nails are better than naked nails.
That's correct.
Every day of the week,
100%,
across
100%,
every gender.
100%.
Across every gender, painted nails beat down, like hands down, every day. The naked nail.
We need to like work these phrases of the LANSDOWNE and the hands down, and we also want to do this.
Kenny wants to do, yeah.
We're gonna do like a silent disco, say like Silence of the LANSDOWNE. So we'd like have everyone upstairs, just like do like a proper like Prodigy, Chemical Brothers, with earphones.
I've been told by a friend of mine that I remind her of the person from
Prodigy.
no. From
the LANSDOWNE?
no, from the Hannibal shit.
The Hannibal, the movie.
Elaborate.
No, what's it called? Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, Buffalo Bill.
You got a bit of Buffalo Bill vibe.
Just look,
Yeah.
Can you just do us a favor? Look directly down the
Buffalo
lens.
Pills.
Look directly down the lens and say, "It puts lotion on its skin."
It puts lotion on its skin.
No.
Look, no, a couple of little questions that we asked. Number one, what is pissing you off?
And take
God.
wide
So,
lens.
Love Island. That fucking pisses me off a lot. That's a big one. What else pisses me off is, 3-seaters on trains, right? When there's one person sitting at the window, one person sitting in the aisle seat, and then
Yeah,
someone comes in to
sits
sit
right
in the
next
middle.
to you.
That, can I say cunt?
Yeah.
The cunt in the aisle doesn't move over.
Oh,
to
he
the
can't.
middle.
Don't say that.
They stand up and get out and make that person go and sit in the middle.
that's
That
a-
really,
go off, King.
that
Do it,
really
do it.
pisses me off. That really grinds my
Go
gears.
off, keep going,
I
keep
fucking
going,
hate
keep
it.
going. Tell us all.
Oh, jeez.
Tell us the shit that pisses you off. Go, King.
What about you, Nick?
Hey, you know what else pisses me off?
Yeah.
When people own huskies in Australia, that pisses me off. That pisses me off. Yes, just don't do it. Just don't
The wrong
fucking do it.
dog!
Any sort of
Get a
art-
Kelpie, you
any
fuck!
sort of
Leave 'em
Arctic
alone.
dog.
Exactly.
You actually, Nick,
Get a Kelpie.
you've involved me in a situation with my wife's sister who had a what was he called? Do you mean Jackson? What was he called?
Malamute.
No, he's a fucking like
Oh, that
completely.
cunt dog that your fucking sister can't remember the name of it.
Fucking like
He's a shit dog.
Yeah, he was just It
had no reason to be here.
You had no reason to be here. You
It was miserable.
You cannot survive if you're fucking
Miserable.
If you're colored like the snow, you should never live here.
No, never.
Ever.
Never.
Like the same as albinos, the same as fucking Scottish people, as much as they like, so, that's basic.
All right, and you, Nick, what's pissing you off?
Oh, what's pissed me off? I don't know. Like, just
Take a moment.
Think.
I'll take a moment.
Take a moment just to
Zen for a
ingest
sec.
what it is.
We'll have a little intermission.
What's pissing him off? What's pissing him off? What's pissing him off? Go.
Well, you guys are from the hospitality scene, yeah,
See.
and I work in some shit. Cunts who just don't understand the check-in.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
We're all in this together,
that-
man. Just do it.
That just does not annoy you guys. Like they're like, oh whoa.
It might annoy us, but we're talking about what pisses you off.
Yeah,
So
that
you
pisses
ran.
me off as well.
You're gonna
That
hear me
pisses
rant.
me off. Man, I don't know.
I think it's to be
like-
deeper than that, Nick. We get it because we did a COVID case today. Oh, sorry, we had a COVID case today.
COVID scare.
COVID scare.
COVID
No,
scare.
no,
COVID
it wasn't a scare. We had a COVID case in one of our venues.
But it's what pisses you off? Like,
Oh yeah,
not about that, but like,
Mary's on Circular Quay. Yeah.
but in your people, in your artistry, with your best friends, without naming them, like what's pissing you off?
Look, I'm pissed off about people who don't like to dress up, and I'm pissed off about people who don't like to listen to new things. That's all.
Yeah,
Like-
that's
There you go.
fucking fair. I tell you,
Expand.
No. I don't know. Like it's easy to like today.
because you feel you're a little bit on your own.
Man,
within
today
your group
I
of
walked
friends.
onto a train to get to here, and I walked on a train, and I sat down. I had my makeup on. I had sunglasses on. I had my fucking suit on, my lipstick on, and these cunts just started throwing chips.
No.
at me. And I was
Really?
what? Fuck.
What
really?
train station did you get on
Yeah,
at? Did you get on at
that-
fucking Singleton in the Hunter Valley?
Yeah, just in the north.
Whereabouts in the north?
Oh, just like Waverton.
Fuck.
And I just go.
That's so depressing.
No,
That's
it's
so
alright. It's
fucking-
alright. It's alright. It doesn't matter. Like people from.
But it is all right.
You know,
the
it's
whole
the
point of
same,
this is
like,
to talk about what's pissing you off.
yeah,
That's
like
it.
say when we were playing at Yours and Ours Festival in Wollongong, and all God forbid, all the toilets were blocked backstage,
never,
and
never again.
yeah, you know, and I had to walk. I had to
Did
walk.
you have walked into the general population?
Yeah, I
General
literally had to
admission.
walk into the general population. Anyway, I walked into the general population. This guy goes up to me. He's like, I don't know, excuse my French, but he's like, "Oh, lipstick, suck my dick." And I was just like,
Have your luck, cunt!
I was like, "Fuck you, my fucking lipstick's on your dad's dick." And,
100%,
like, you
son.
have to give that to it. But I just hate fucking Aussies who just don't understand.
Yeah, people
someone
just
who-
need to grow up. That pisses me off. People who just are like our age at like 26, 27 and just still haven't grown
Stuck.
up.
Oh, well,
Grow
I'm 25, but you know.
Yeah, no, but still, just grow the fuck up. Like, act your age.
Yeah.
That's all you need to
Someone's
do.
wearing some lipstick, you know, fuck you. They can,
You know they want.
We're
though.
with you.
You know they want. Like we spoke about earlier. They won't. Like they want to the
I love
degree.
you. You're so
but,
right.
No, but they want to
They
the
won't.
degree that you expect.
They won't.
Yeah.
And therefore,
You gotta
your,
punch through.
it is your job or your fucking, or not your job, fucking whatever. It's
It
just
is
you.
their job.
It's you. No, your responsibility as a grown up is to understand how to respond to these people, as in to say, oh well, that's okay, that's fine by us. Just make sure you don't fucking stab anyone on the way home. Or don't, like,
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Conversations
I
still
think-
need to be had.
I think that is
Yeah.
the idea of the fact that it'll never get solved. And this is something
Never
that
get
will be
solved.
with you for your entire life. It's something you need to reconcile yourselves with.
you find things
And
you leave things
don't-
better than you found it.
You don't
That's
have to
it.
accept it. You just need to fucking actually put the work in to change it. You might change it to a quarter of the amount of people that you wish, but if you change it for that many people, that's a fucking powerful moment.
We have
yeah, 100%.
we have this statement. We talk about it a lot. It's like you leave something slightly better than you found it.
100%.
And whatever that may be, whether it's a recording or like a relationship within your own
Group of
band or
friends,
whatever,
yeah.
whatever it is, it's like you have to like claw at something to give yourself something to sort of to give yourself something to keep working to, and let's not be fearful of the fact that and whatever, and however many people this might reach, like
16.
well, Jake and I like
We're comfortable with it being 16 people. Fuck them.
Yeah, no,
and fuck every one of you 16 cunts who listen to this.
But we're like,
fuck you off. You don't like it? Opt out now, bitches.
But we're it's fucked up.
Fuck
Is
'em.
the way you
It's not
feel
about
right
them.
now, Jake? Do you all agree with it? The way you feel right now is the way
agree.
we felt forever. Yeah. No one gives a fuck about what you do. Yeah. No one cares about your perception of community, your involvement in that, your nurturing of the people around you. No one fucking cares. It's
depressing but true.
It's depressing but true. But the more you stick to it,
the more power it gets.
I'll leave it with the more you stick to it. One day it'll come back, and you should just understand that people like meeting Jake and I, and us meeting each other, Nick and Nick.
Meeting each
is
other
a really beautiful moment in life.
Yeah.
It is.
And we should take a lot from this.
Amen.
Yeah, and not think too much about what the other fucking people think.
Exactly. Well, man, all I can say is that, like, you guys are doing a great job with it, and me and Saron are doing a good job. It's just remember.
Let's hold hands. Let's break COVID protocol and hold hands for a
You're all
sec.
a piece of shit.
Let's hold hands.
Let's hold hands while let's hold hands while I ask this final question, okay? And we can hold hands through the whole thing if you want. So the final question that we're asking people these days is, in 10 years from now, what is the thing that you wish that you and your industry was doing differently?
Wow. Shit. 10 years from now, I wish that the music industry was doing differently.
I think one thing that I think the music industry should really reconsider is the credence that they give to physical sales over digital streams.
Cool.
I think that is something that needs to have a rethink and have a bit of a change. I still buy physical copies. I buy CDs. I enjoy CDs. I have a car that still has a CD player, and so I still buy CDs. And I just like having a physical copy of some music from an artist. But I think that there needs to be more credence given to digital streaming, just for artists, for representation, for their sales on the ARIA charts, that sort of thing. I hope in 10 years there's just a little bit more attention given to that.
I think that everyone needs to have an equal go, and I think everyone needs to do this, put out the shit and do the same shit and have an equal go.
Yeah, I think it's and Jake will probably kick off better, but it's a beautiful thing to. This is who Jake
just guessing what I'm going to kick off about.
Whatever people's perception of Mary's is, that we're this type of person, whatever we are. Like
we are a type of person.
We love this situation of getting to know, like, meeting the bands that are playing on the stages, because that fucking means so much to us. And as little or as much as you might know that, like, we're in meetings with fucking counselors and fucking all these counselors, like, this is what's important. Like, the bands that you've not heard about yet, this is what's fucking important. This is why we're here. This is why we're doing what we're doing. And this is not a virtuous memory or statement of who we are. This is just a little bit of, this is who Jake and I are. To Nick and Nick, this is what we do for a fucking living. For you to play on our stage,
great honor.
And it was fucking incredible.
Stop it.
It was fucking incredible.
Is what it is, cunt.
And so happy. It's like so incredibly happy to. It was
Thank
a
you.
beautiful moment.
Hey, man, all I can say,
thank you for having us.
And to have, the glorious part is
thank you so much.
The glorious part is to be able to fucking top the Sunday off with the fucking chopped nuts and chocolate, which is you guys just having a fucking conversation.
Yeah,
it truly is.
It's really good. And yeah, just props to you guys as well. The LANSDOWNE.
Man, all I can say is fucking Mary.
All right, we're finished.
hey, fuck you.
This is the
Mary's point makes honestly, we have been.
Yeah.
I know it's chat. I know it's shit. You guys want to hear it.
We haven't even done Coke yet, so you can talk about it.
Yeah.
Shout out. I love your burgers. We love your burgers, but also we love you guys. Like, just
give me the Coke.
The LANSDOWNE. Shut the fuck up. Now we're doing what you guys are doing.
Here we come, Jake.
No, just
rejigging just the LANSDOWNE and just what it was when it closed down, everyone was sad, and just what you guys have built from the ground up and just what you have kickstarted and almost restarted. I think it's so important for the live music scene in Sydney. Like, I think that everyone and every live band, not only the people that have played here, but just other people who have been to shows here, they really want to just play up here on this stage, because not only does it sound great, it's just the venue gives a shit. And I think that's something that you can't just, fabricate. That's something that's something that's legit. You guys give a fuck. Yeah, exactly. And it shows. It really shows. And I really want to thank you both.
Thank you, boys.
Having Johnny Hunter on the stage and for also having us here for a chat. We've had a great time.
Oh, fuck.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, I'll take all of that.
Nick.
Boys, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Your voice for radio is incredible.
Oh, do you want me to do like a COVID safety thing? Like,
do it COVID safety.
No, just like Mary Burgers is COVID safe.